Boy with black eye begged bikers, "Be my dad." 32 Hells Angels showed up at school. The world did not pause for 11-year-old Justin Miller. Cars still rushed down the highway outside. People still argued over coffee and work deadlines. Life was still loud, busy, careless, but inside one young boy's chest, a storm was brewing, and storms, when ignored long enough, turn into hurricanes. It was a Tuesday afternoon when Justin stood at the threshold of the Hells Angels clubhouse, the sun at his back like a spotlight on a stage he never wanted to enter. His hands shook, not from fear of the men inside, but from the fear of being turned away again. A gust of wind lifted dust around his sneakers. His backpack hung heavy, not with books, but with the weight of every unanswered prayer he'd whispered since his father died. He took one breath, then pushed the heavy metal door open. It groaned. Light spilled across the wooden floor inside, and the world, inside this place, did stop. Silence, like a loaded gun biker's, froze mid-laugh. A pool cue hovered in air, chalk still floating from its tip. A jukebox hummed in the corner, the blues guitar suddenly sounding like a heartbeat. 30-plus men in leather vests turned toward the door, toward him, and in that instant, Justin felt like the smallest person in the universe. He swallowed. His voice trembled, but did not break. "Can you be my dad for one day?" Silence didn't just fall. It hit the room like a brick wall, like thunder striking pavement. Robert Stone Callahan, chapter president, knuckles scarred, beard silver-threaded, slowly set his coffee cup down. The club didn't fear much. They didn't flinch at angry drunks or rival crews. They didn't blink at storms or steel or scars, but a broken child asking for a father. That brought a different kind of silence, the kind that feels like holding your breath underwater. Justin's eye, black and swollen, told its own story. A bruise born of cowardice, not accidents. Robert's voice cut the tension. "You lost, kid?" Justin's shoulders tensed. He wanted to run. His body screamed to flee, but his soul finally refused to back down. He straightened his spine. "No, sir, I came here on purpose. Because strong men live here. And I don't have any." A few bikers blinked too fast, the only sign of emotion they'd allow. The question that changed everything, Ben, tall with arms like steel beams, leaned forward. "Why us?" Justin swallowed hard, voice cracking with raw truth. "Because everyone is scared of you. And nobody is scared of the man hurting me." The room didn't breathe. A single tear rolled down the boy's cheek, the kind a child tries to hold in because tears never helped before. His hands gripped his backpack straps like they were the last lifeline he had left, and then he whispered the sentence that shattered leather-covered hearts across the room. "I just need one day to not be alone." The door opens. Robert didn't answer at first. Instead, he stood, slow, steady, as if every inch he rose carried the weight of every boy he once was. He saw himself in that child. And Tommy did, and Diego, and men who never cried felt something sting their eyes. Robert kneeled, bringing himself level with the boy. His voice was soft, almost reverent. "Kid, you didn't just walk into a clubhouse. You walked into a family." Justin blinked. "So, you'll come to school?" Robert's hand rested on the boy's shoulder, firm, father-like, protective. "Not just me." He turned to the room. "Boys, roll call for Friday?" Every single hand lifted. No hesitation. No debate. A silent oath was formed, the kind only warriors and wounded souls understand. This child is ours now. No one hurts what we protect. A new beginning. Justin's knees went weak. Hope, real hope, filled his chest for the first time in years. It felt strange, almost painful, like learning to breathe after nearly drowning. As he turned to leave, Robert called out, "Kid." Justin looked back. "Next time you walk through that door, you walk like you belong." Justin nodded, and when he stepped outside, his walk was different. Not lighter, not yet, but stronger, like a boy who'd found a crack of sunlight in a life full of shadows. And inside, the clubhouse buzzed not with beer and laughter, but with mission, plans forming, engines waiting, pride brewing, Brotherhood waking, A child had just asked wolves for protection. And these wolves? They did not hesitate, because even angels wear leather sometimes. The sun rose shyly on Friday morning, as if it knew something extraordinary was coming, as if it feared to outshine what destiny had prepared. Inside a small bedroom plastered with memories of a father in uniform, Justin sat at the edge of his bed. His fingers trembled on the collar of his only button-up shirt, the one his mother bought for his dad's funeral. The fabric had seen grief, trembling hands, and silent prayers. Today he hoped it would see pride. He whispered to himself, voice small, "Please don't let them forget. Please don't let this be a dream." Because promises had betrayed him before. Adults said things they didn't keep. Doors shut. Hands that should have protected, hurt instead. But still, hope survived. A spark, stubborn, bruised, but alive. Breakfast with emptiness downstairs. The kitchen smelled of burnt toast and overworked exhaustion. His mother rushed between sink and stove, hair tied in a tired bun, eyes half awake but heart fully fighting. She looked at her son, shirt crisp, hair combed, a nervous smile forced on his lips. For a moment, pride touched her face, then guilt swallowed it whole. "Baby, I'm so sorry I can't come today," she whispered, staring at her hospital ID badge. Justin forced a shrug, the trained shrug of a kid who learned early that feelings made him vulnerable. "It's fine, Mom. Career day's not a big deal." Lie. Career day was a battlefield. Everyone showing off the love they had. And him? He carried absence like a backpack filled with bricks. She cupped his cheek, voice shaking. "You sure you're okay?" He nodded with a strength he didn't feel. No kid wants to break their mother when she's already fighting the world. One enemy too many at school. Hallway chatter exploded like always. Loud, careless, almost cruel in its normalcy. Lockers slammed. Shoes squeaked. Teenagers laughed, cried, pretended, and leaning casually against the lockers, like a king guarding his kingdom, stood Nicholas Bradford. Perfect hair. Perfect shoes. A smile polished sharp like a knife. Beside him, Brett and Chase flanked like shadows eager to hurt something fragile. Nicholas spotted Justin, and his lips curled. "Look who showed up. Orphan boy, ready to pretend you matter today?" Brett shoved Justin into lockers. Pain flickered across Justin's shoulder, but deeper pain lived somewhere else, in the place where dignity tries to hold on while humiliation claws at it. Nicholas smirked. "Who's coming for you, Justin?" "The tooth fairy? The ghost of your dead dad?" Kids laughed. A tear burned behind Justin's eye, but he swallowed it. "Someone will come." He didn't raise his voice. He didn't boast. He just believed, and belief is stronger than fists. But Nicholas just scoffed, misreading quiet for weakness. "Yeah, sure. Maybe imaginary dads count." Justin walked away, not fast, not slow, but with a silent promise pulsing in his chest. "You'll see." The clock that mocked him. 10 a.m. Parents filled the classroom. Business suits, polished shoes, perfume floating in the air like superiority. Nicholas's dad strutted in, expensive watch glinting, handshakes flying like campaign flyers. The pilot father, the doctor mother, the lawyer, the accountant, the military dad in perfect uniform, every seat full, every child glowing with pride except Justin. He sat in the back, tiny desk. Big silence. Every tick of the clock was a punch to the heart. 29 a.m. Hope cracked. Maybe they forgot. Maybe real life swallowed promises again. His chest tightened. That familiar suffocating feeling of being invisible. Then, a faint rumble, soft at first, then louder, then deeper. The windows shook. The lights vibrated. Books trembled on desks. One student gasped. Another stood. Nicholas frowned. "What the heck is that?" Mrs. Peterson blinked, hand over her heart. Then the room heard it. 32 engines. Thunder made of gasoline, steel, loyalty, and promise. Legend arrives. Children pressed faces to windows. Parents stood. Teachers whispered in disbelief. Outside, chrome reflected sky. Leather glistened like armor. Boots hit the ground like drums of war, and in a perfect V formation, Hell's Angels filled the school parking lot, a wall of men carved from fire, pain, and brotherhood. Robert dismounted first. He didn't storm in. He walked, and with calm power. Like a king who didn't need to prove anything. Justin's heart froze. They came. They actually came. Robert entered the classroom. "We're here for Justin Miller." 30 heads turned. Nicholas's jaw dropped. His dad's face paled. And Justin stood so slowly, like he was afraid the moment would shatter if he moved wrong. Robert saw him. His voice softened. "Come here. Son. Son." The word wrapped around Justin like armor. He walked forward. Not shaking now, because Giant stood behind him. Robert placed a gentle hand on the boy's shoulder. Ben spoke next. "We heard your class wanted to learn about our jobs." He smirked. "Well, we protect people." A biker in the back added, "Especially kids who deserve better." The class erupted in applause. Some kids cried. Some parents shifted uncomfortably, realizing what real strength looks like. Nicholas didn't speak. For the first time, he wasn't a king. He was just a scared kid realizing courage isn't loud, it's loyal, and that was only the beginning. What happened next would echo for years. But for this moment, a boy who thought he had no one stood with 32 fathers behind him. And for the first time since his real dad died, Justin didn't feel alone. He stood taller. He breathed deeper. He belonged, and outside, engines waited, ready to roar again, not in anger, but in honor. When Justin woke the next morning, the house felt different. Not lighter, not yet, but no longer suffocating. For the first time in a long time, silence didn't feel like danger. It felt like peace waiting to grow. He rolled out of bed and stared at his shoes, old frayed laces, soles nearly gone. He tied them anyway, because today wasn't about clothes or money. Today was about belonging. He headed outside, and right there, leaning against a Harley like a scene from a movie, was Robert, arms crossed, helmet under his arm, mouth set firm, but eyes soft. "Ready, kid?" Justin nodded. "Yes, sir." Robert handed him a small black helmet, not new, not fancy, but to Justin, it was a crown, the ride toward family. The engine roared to life beneath him, vibrating through his bones, shaking loose every memory of fear he'd ever held. Wind rushed. Road stretched. And for the first time since his father left this world, Justin felt safe. He didn't cling. He didn't hide. He sat tall. He belonged here. Kids on sidewalks stopped mid-basketball shot. Old men watering lawns froze. People whispered, pointed, recorded. Nobody saw an abused boy anymore. They saw a child riding with legends, a child protected by warriors. The clubhouse, a new universe. When they arrived, the clubhouse wasn't loud, it was peaceful worn couches, old rock posters, the smell of motor oil, leather, and something cooking in the back. Pancakes, apparently. Bikers eat too, after all. Ben waved him over, apron on, spatula in hand. "Hope you like pancakes, kid. We make 'em thick here," Justin laughed. A real laugh. Not nervous, not guarded. "Yes, sir." The men weren't yelling or posturing. They weren't throwing bottles or fighting. They were smiling, laughing, arguing about syrup like mothers in a PTA meeting. Brotherhood isn't violent. It's peace earned through war, and these men had fought their wars already. The first lesson, grease, grit, and guidance. After breakfast, Diego clapped his hands. "All right, Justin. Time to get your hands dirty." He handed the boy a pair of gloves. "You like bikes?" Justin nodded. "I think so," Ben chuckled. "Kid, by the time you leave here, you won't like 'em. You'll love 'em." They guided him to a Harley sitting on a lift, a beast of chrome and steel. Quiet, powerful, like a lion resting. Robert crouched beside him. "Rule number 1, a machine is like a man. Treat it right, it'll carry you anywhere. Neglect it, it breaks." Justin listened as if God himself spoke. They showed him tools, bolts, oil levels, spark plugs. When his small hands fumbled, nobody mocked him. They guided, corrected, encouraged. That alone brought tears he refused to shed. So this is what it feels like. When grown men don't give up on you. The first patch of belonging, after an hour with grease on his face, hair sticking up wildly, eyes bright and alive, Diego handed him a cloth patch, black background. Silver stitching, a small winged wheel, not the main club patch, but something sacred in its own secret way. "This is for kids we mentor," Diego said quietly. Not many earn it. But you walked in that door alone. That took guts. Justin stared at it. Can I put it on? Robert shook his head softly. Not yet. You don't sew patches on a vest you haven't earned. Justin deflated until Robert added, So we'll start by building you a vest. From scratch, piece by piece. Honor ain't given here. It's built. Justin nodded fiercely. Yes, sir. I'll earn it. His voice trembled. Not from fear, but from purpose. Brotherhood isn't taught. It's felt later. Sitting on the curb outside, juice in hand, legs swinging, Justin watched the men joke, fix bikes, tease each other like uncles at a family BBQ. And suddenly it hit him. These weren't monsters. Or criminals. Or devils in leather. These were broken boys who grew into men strong enough to never let another boy break again. For the first time since he lost his dad, the world didn't feel like a place waiting to hurt him. It felt like a place ready to protect him and teach him to stand tall, too. He whispered so quiet only the wind heard. Dad, I think I found where I belong. And somewhere in the roar of the wind, in the echo of engines and brotherhood, a soul found peace. Even if only for a moment, peace is enough to start a new life. The weekend felt like magic. Saturday smelled like engine oil, pancakes, and second chances. Sunday tasted like hope. Quiet, gentle hope. The kind a boy learns to hold carefully in his hands, afraid it might spill or shatter. But Monday? Monday reminded Justin why hope always comes trembling at first. A quiet before the storm. Justin sat at the kitchen table doing homework, sunlight stretching lazy across the floor. His mother wasn't home yet. Double shift again. But even the house alone felt safer now. A little warmer. A little braver. He touched the small cloth biker patch on the table, not sewn yet, but precious. Not a trophy. A promise. A symbol that he mattered somewhere. Then he heard it. Gravel crunching. Engine growling. Tires stopping hard. Not a Harley. A pickup truck. The sound hit him like a memory. A punch disguised as noise. His heart stuttered. Air got heavy. Breath got small. Dale was home, and this time, he wasn't sober. Storm in the doorway. The front door slammed open, banging against the wall like a fist striking bone. Dale stumbled in, eyes red, jaw clenched, beer smell thick in the air, hat crooked, shirt wrinkled, rage barely held back by skin and bad habits. You think you're some kind of hero now? He slurred, spitting venom. Justin swallowed hard, trying to stay small, invisible, the way survival taught him. No, sir, I just... Dale stepped closer. Whole damn bar talking about you. His voice rose, trembling with humiliation. Everyone laughing. Talking about bikers showing up for little orphan Justin. Making me look weak. Weak wasn't something Dale tolerated. Weak made him violent. Justin's hands shook. I didn't tell them to... The man grabbed his shirt, breath hot and bitter. You don't embarrass me, boy. You hear me? I'm the man of this house. Then Justin made the mistake that brave kids sometimes make. A quiet truth. Barely a breath. You're not my father. Silence. The kind that comes before lightning touches earth. Dale's fist rose. Justin closed his eyes. He'd felt fists before. He knew the impact. He braced for it, except it never came. The key in the lock instead of pain. Justin heard something foreign. A door unlocking. Calm footsteps. Presence, not rage. Entering. The smell of leather and cold air, not alcohol and anger. Robert walked in first. Ben behind him. Diego at the back, no yelling. No threats. Just solid, steady men, moving with the calm of those who already decided what comes next. Robert's voice wasn't loud. Quiet scares more than shouting. Let the boy go. Dale turned, face twisting. You can't just... This is my... Ben stepped forward, slow, controlled, eyes like steel that had seen war and refused to break again. Don't finish that sentence. Dale's fist loosened. Justin stumbled back. Breath shaking. Diego placed a folder on the table. Neat, official, undeniable. Photos, notes, school nurse reports, texts. Everything Dale thought he hid. Receipts of a coward. Robert's voice was ice wrapped in fire. We don't raise fists at children here. And we don't let men who do stay standing. Dale's bravado cracked. Paper beats beer. Truth beats rage. Shame beats cruelty. You can't take him from me. Robert leaned in. He was never yours to hurt. A man given a choice, they didn't yell. They didn't hit him. They gave him a choice, and the dignity to walk instead of be dragged. Because real strength isn't revenge. It's removal of power from the cruel. Diego slid a packet across the table. You leave tonight, or the police take you in the morning. Dale's face drained, rage giving way to fear, the kind abusers feel only when facing someone unafraid of them. You can't do this. Ben's voice came like gravel scraped against truth. Kid asked for help. We answered, no threats, no roars, just a reality he could no longer outrun. With shaking hands, Dale packed his things. No yelling, no fight left. Abuse is loud, but consequences are quiet. He left without looking back, because cowards rarely do. After the storm, the silence after was thick, not heavy, but sacred. Justin stared at the empty doorway, trying to understand something new. Protection, safety, men who stood between him and harm instead of being harm. His chest tightened, relief mixing with shock, fear dissolving into trembling gratitude. Robert knelt, voice soft. You're safe now, Justin whispered, voice fragile. Is he gone forever? Ben placed a steady hand on the table. He won't come back. And for once, a promise felt like truth. Justin closed his eyes, and a breath escaped his lungs that had been stuck there for years. Diego pushed a pizza box toward him. Eat, kid. You fought a war today. Justin didn't speak. But when tears fell, nobody looked away. Real men never shame tears. They protect what causes them. Later, that night Justin sat in his room, lights off, patch in hand, his heart still hammered from old habits, waiting for footsteps, yelling, danger. But nothing came, only quiet, only peace. Then his phone buzzed. Robert, we're close. Sleep easy. Your family's got you. Justin stared at the screen, tears warming the corners of his eyes. His lips formed a trembling whisper. Thank you. Not said to one man, but to every soul that chose to stand between him and darkness. Tonight, a boy slept without fear, and a house breathed for the first time, because brothers had arrived, and monsters don't win when family shows up.